Well, hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today, man, I've got something that just came in the mail, man. I'm super excited. I've been wanting to get this. I'm going to be using it when I travel. It's made by a company called Amheh, A-M-H-E-H. It's an Egyptian, like, mythical creature. The lower god of the underworld is where the name is derived from. But it is a nice tactical backpack that I've really wanted to try. I've got a big backpack that I use, but for smaller trips, I wanted something that I could use that I could store things on the outside, like with MOLLE panels. So I was thinking a more tactical type pack would work better. So let's check this thing out. All right, as with anything, you want to make sure that when you open this stuff, you're careful not to cut your backpack. So always feel for a spot to get a hold of, and then just cut the plastic, and then I'll just tear it from there. It's packed in another little, bag that has their stuff. This right here is the 32 liter in khaki. It's made in Thailand. But you can see the brand there. There's their website, and they have, of course, they have an Amazon store. So this right here is the model that I have. It is the Ural backpack. It looks super solid. So we're going to walk inside and check this thing out. It's getting a little breezy and dark out here, kind of cool. We'll go through all the details, and you might want to get you one. I do see this. I like this. All right, well, we are inside, and it feels much better in here. Here is the backpack itself. I have not expanded it out yet, but to give you an idea, it is 20 inches tall. It is 13.8 inches left to right, and depth-wise, it expands to 6.3 inches. So it's going to expand, and that's this internal compartment. It's going to expand nicely. Just looking at it, I'm already impressed with a few things on it. One of the little things that you'll notice, or you may not notice, but I noticed, you see this right here? You know what that is? That's funny. It's a little survivor whistle. So let's open this thing up and give it a good look over. I'm going to set this thing in the floor and get a camera with a bird's eye view so you can get a better look. So let's start with the smallest compartment. That's this outer one. This is just a very small compartment to store will be items like charging cables and that sort of thing. I kind of have my methodology. I want all of my charging stuff out in the outside so I can get to it first, because that's what I'm going to want to use all the time, is charging cables and that sort of thing. So that's what's going to go here. I love the MOLLE straps right here. These things are awesome. Flashlights, knives, anything that you want to attach here, you can attach nicely, and that's great. So let's go to the first real open panel here. Very nice. It's got a nice net area. It's pretty large. That's my hand, my big old fat hand in there. This will hold battery charging boxes that I have for my GoPro cameras. This will hold all of my camera stuff, and it looks like it may be large enough for my iPad. I'm going to go grab that and look. And that fits my iPad perfectly. Excellent, 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 excellent. Of course, it has a zipper on each side, so you pull the zipper pulls up to the center. So far, so awesome. All right, let's look at this internal compartment. Here, this little up compartment. This is where my AirPods, my communication devices, that sort of thing will go here. Also, I will put motorcycle rags and things of that nature, just small things that I want to just have handy that I pull out but don't use all the time. My sunglasses, that sort of stuff. The big compartment. So these are your compression straps. We're going to pull these so that we can unzip this all the way. Now, anyone who is into backpacks understands that size is your friend when it comes to having room to store stuff, and size can be your enemy as well. I've got a couple of giant backpacks that I carry when I travel long distance. This is going to be my weekend bag. This is very deep, which I really like. I'm going to see if my laptop will slide down in there. This is cushioned as good as any computer case that I have. We'll take my MacBook Pro, we'll drop it right in there, and that's the big boy. So plenty of room, plenty of room. You've got nice zipper pouches to individually separate things. Obviously, Pearson likes it, so that you can keep things from flopping around all over each other. Also, on this outer door, you have another netted pouch. This is what I'll use for like my toiletries, shaving kit, and that sort of stuff. Another cool thing that you're going to like about these side pouches is they open all the way up. It's not just a stuff pouch. So you could have pens and things of that nature, or any other tactical stuff. You could even do your shower kit right here, and you could just flip it out and never have to take your bag off of your backpack. I can see that for my adventure motorcycle, this thing is going to be the best. Love, love, love the way that side pouch opens. You know, most things you have just kind of a little, you zip it open and you have a stuff thing, you're shoving your hand down in there. You don't have to do that. Let's see if the other side does the same thing. It does, in fact, do the same thing. Very cool. So it unzips all the way. And a nice open pouch. That is amazing. This thing is really well thought out. So I am going to pack this thing up. Right now, I've already got my, my laptop and my iPad in here. I'm going to throw some clothes and things in here. See how much I can get in here. My underclothes and socks I always put in the bottom. So let's do that. A few t-shirts, a pair of shorts. As you can see, this thing is going to hold plenty of gear, and you can see that I've got plenty of room to compress and still pack things in these zipper bags. Other than cables and chargers and my shaving kit, for a weekend trip, this is all I'm going to carry. That's it. This bag will be more than sufficient. Now you'll notice here they've got their little morale patch, which is cool. Theirs is cool, but I think we'll go with the good old-fashioned Doc Holliday, I'm your Huckleberry. All right, for anyone who is unsure about how to use MOLLE webbing, here's a nice flashlight that I have that I really, really like. It's a nice O-light. You're gonna take this, you're gonna feed this down through your webbing. I'm gonna do this with one hand. All right, let's go through the second one, pull it through. There it is, and you can see it has a snap that snaps to itself. I'm going to have to use two hands to snap it. So there you go. Your light is safely secured right there into the MOLLE webbing. You can put a sheath knife, a pocket knife. It has like a belt clip. You can use that for your belt clip. You could put rings and that sort of stuff on there. So this MOLLE webbing is excellent. A lot of times I will even have little Velcro loops, and I'll have them hanging there, and I'll just hang charging cables, things that I use that I want like that I don't feel like looking for, and I'll just use them right there. I do love the fact that even with this at the highest position, this outer pouch is easily accessible. I'm stoked. This thing is really, really nice. All right, so you're looking at, like, we're looking from the top of the bag down. I want you to see this. This is a compression strap. You take this strap right here. You take this here, you clip it in. Do the same thing over here. And then if you don't have your bag completely full, you simply pull, you compress the bag down. And that keeps it from being cumbersome when it doesn't have a lot of stuff in it. Now looking at the back, you've got a nice grab handle. There's of course you're carrying, there of course is your zipper clasps. Got a couple of nice rings here to hook things to, so if you're out and about, you can hook your Garmin inReach to that. Super nice. All the webbing, again, has all of MOLLE attachments here with those rings. Really nice. Nice attachment points here, which is, I can't tell you the number of times I'm doing things. Your inReach, I'm going to see, it may even slide right in there. That would be really nice if it did. You've got another piece of webbing there. This is the strap that goes around your chest, and then this is your waist strap. So let's try this bad boy on and see what she looks like. All right, so your chest strap, you hook. These are those things that, you know, if I was really gonna be utilizing it right now, I would take a lot more time to go with some exact methodology of measuring this. So we're gonna ballpark it right here. I'm sure I can get it close. You can clean all this up because it does again have the little loops that you can run your strapping back through. I'm not going to do all that right now. And in typical American fashion, our last one is the one that it scares us the most, right? It's the one that goes around our big old fat bellies. There is plenty of material here. So if you're laterally challenged, I think you'll be okay. All right, and I have it nice and loosely attached around my waist. There's, like I said, you can loosen or tighten it as much as you want. but there it is. This thing is super nice, beautiful. All right, so the next thing we want to do is see how well it fits in any of our saddlebags. You can see that I've got to do some cleaning up from the last trip that I went on. So again, this is a 32-liter backpack, so it is not a tiny backpack, but I think its footprint is going to be reasonable. So obviously fits in the cavernous back bag of the Can-Am Spyder, which we would expect nothing less on that. Let's see if it'll fit in the front frunk. So your challenge with the frunk is always this. It's got a ton of depth, but it doesn't have a lot of width as far as dropping things in, but the front to back or side to side. So let's see what she does. Drops right in. That's with my laptop, clothes. I've since added a shaving kit, and that's with the flashlight on there as well. No problem. So the question is, what about the side bag on the Spyder? You can see that I still have a cooler in there from my last trip and a hat. I really don't expect it to fit here. Not a chance, not even the laptop. I will tell you, if this thing was only loaded with clothes, it would have fit in that side bag. It's simply the height and the width of the laptop that keeps it from fitting in there. So I would say for travel on the Spyder, this thing will fit in pretty much anything you got. Now, if you overstuff it, it's not going to. It'll fit in the frunk and in the back bag, obviously overstuffed, but the side bags, you can't really like cram this thing like super duper full and expect to fit 32 liters into 25 liters. That's not going to happen. So anyway, common sense and good judgment, right? All right, so I have retired to the back patio where it's nice and cool and dark. It's one of those dreary Florida days. We don't get a lot of those, but when we do, I love to appreciate them by sitting out on the back porch and drinking a cup of coffee. So the Amheh 32-liter Tacticool backpack. It is Tacticool, man. It will meet your needs whether you're doing a weekend trip or whether you're just going to the range and you want something cool to put all your stuff in. This thing's pretty awesome. I got a buddy of mine I was talking to earlier at lunch today, and he has decided he's going to order one of these for his to-go bag. Now, for you prepper types out there, you understand what a go bag is. It's something that you would have a tourniquet in, first aid kit, maybe a boomstick, whatever, survival gear, something that you have just in case the apocalyptic event occurs. For those of you who think we're crazy for thinking that way, that's okay too. We're fine with that. But the Amheh 32-liter backpack, big thumbs up from the Coach Bob 3 channel. There will be a link down below to their Amazon store for this particular model. Feel free to grab you a 32-liter, something a little smaller, something a little larger. You never know what you're going to need, but I know you definitely cannot go wrong for the price, the quality, all of that stuff. It's definitely really, really nice. So I want you to do me a favor. Yes, you, go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself. And remember, if you're not having fun, you are most definitely doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day, and I'll see you on the road real soon.